Hi, good afternoon. I'm Jeff Franklin from True Commerce, and today we're going to go through, are you ready to do business in every direction? So let's start. So business used to be very simple, where you would go to one store, be able to buy your product, and it was as simple as could be. But since the omni-channel started becoming a common in every business now, it's really changed the whole supply chain model. Years ago, raw material would be sent to a supplier, it would be sent to a factory, they'd create the product, send it to a distribution, and then sent out to the retailer, and then the customer would go straight to the retailer and be able to buy the product. But in today's world, you have to be able to handle business every which way. For example, Nike and Apple used to just be a software or a computer company. Then they started getting into phones. Then all of a sudden they realized that, they have to be online so you can buy product online. Then they realized that they're also a manufacturer creating the product and then being able to distribute it. So there is so many different avenues for a business now to be able to get their product out in front of the customer. And that is where True Commerce comes in and makes it very simple for you. So here's what the supply chain looks like today. It looks like one big mess of everything that is required for a business now to do business in every direction. So what we want to do is try to figure out how to get that all untangled and make it simple for you to be able to do this. So right now, everybody knew True Commerce for their EDI, and we've been doing EDI for a long time. But now there's also a solution for Amazon and being able to, sell your product through Amazon. Then there's all the marketplaces that are out there in order to keep adding on to an avenue for you to be able to sell your product. And then there's e-commerce, so you could have your own e-commerce solution as well. And then not only that, but you got to be able to fulfill the orders that you end up getting. All of these could be very simple links, or they could be major headaches in order to start doing business in those current channels. So right now, EDI allows you to tie in and be able to bring those in. Same thing with Amazon. Each one of these is a money revenue avenue for you to grow your business. Now, connectivity is the key here. You want a unified way of bringing all of those channels together under one simple gateway. So what True Commerce did is we created the integration gateway that allows you to be able to connect to retailers, storefronts, marketplaces, different business systems, and be able to fulfill those orders once you receive them. So as you can see under the retailers, if you're doing business with the Targets, Wayfairs, Nordstroms, all the big retailers, even Amazon, you would need to do that via EDI. And True Commerce can handle that very simple and through one simple interface. But if you wanted to get into different storefronts, Shopify, Magento, BigCommerce, or you wanted to get into different marketplaces, the eBays and Amazons, and also, go globally as well, you could be able to do that through the same interface. The whole idea is not to have to relearn every time you add on a new channel, and try to, get trained on different product to be able to bring in the orders into your system, we make it very simple through one simple interface right on our Foundry platform. And again, our fulfillment will work in US and Canada and be able to, for the fulfillment side, for our pack and ship, be able to rate shop both in US and Canada as well. Now, True Commerce under, I'll just start from left to right. Under the trading community, that's more of the EDI. Those are the people that if you're doing business with the Walmarts, they're going to send out their orders via EDI, and we could translate that and bring that directly right into your Sage system. But the other thing is that now that people are trying to get their suppliers up and running, the big part of that is they're starting to be able to send out orders directly to your suppliers as well. And we have that capability. I'm going to dive into a lot of this in much more detail further down. On the collaboration, you could set that up on a, for your suppliers, you could set them up on a supplier portal. You could set them up via EDI. You could do direct drop ship, to your customers. So there's a lot of different ways of handling that. There's e-commerce where you could set up your own storefront. You could tie in different marketplaces to tie in, to be able to go directly into your ERP. You could do email orders. You could take orders that were sent in via PDF. Say you're dealing with a bunch of smaller, non-technical type of companies and they keep sending you PDF orders. You could be able to pull those in as well. Under the inventory side, you have what they call a PIM, or product information manager, or a catalog information, where you can keep your whole catalog, all the different attributes and all the information and descriptions and imagery under one location. And then under the fulfillment, you can pack that order, be able to rate shop it, and be able to send it through, different carriers and find out which is the most efficient, fastest, and least expensive way of doing that. So just a little bit about True Commerce. We have over 13,000 customers, and they're globally, they're around the whole globe. But the biggest thing that we have seen in our industry is a person will start off doing one type of business. So for example, the trading, they'll start off doing EDI. And then what they realize is that they might need an e-commerce site and would end up expanding their business into more avenues because their business requires it and they're trying to grow their business. So some of these names that are on here, started out doing one type of business only, and then they realized they need to go in all different directions. So, for example, Hy-Vee was looking to get all of their suppliers. They're a Midwestern grocery chain that was looking to get all of their suppliers up and running. And this way they could be all electronic, and they just couldn't handle that themselves. And what they realized is with our one-time product, and I'm going to dive into this deeper, they could get all of their suppliers up much faster and more efficiently through one interface. And that has been a very good example of how businesses are starting to grow and try to get everything as efficient as possible. So like I said, the one thing that's nice is you could do this through multiple different avenues, find one type of company that could offer EDI and another company that could offer e-commerce. But the problem is that every time you do that, you're going to have to get retrained on a different platform. You're going to have to hope that each one of those platforms talk to one another and, don't interfere into your Sage ERP system. And what we did is we built our interface on a single gateway that allows whatever channel you want to plug into it for it to come through your ERP system the same way. So it's built on a robust technology, which is a true multi-tenant, true SaaS environment, totally scalable and totally backed up 100%, SaaS environment. We have a deep integration into the Sage products where you can handle order to cash, you can handle your warehouses and your suppliers as well. And again, it's a single interface, but can handle all of those different plug-in channels for where you want to grow your business. So here's a few of the trading partners that we deal with on a daily basis. And as you can see, a lot of them are big names that everyone should recognize. And here's some of the marketplaces that we handle in North America, as well as across Europe and Asia Pacific as well. So let's dive into a little bit deeper into some of our one-time product right now. Our one-time product is a way of bringing on supplier enablement. So through EDI, if you're currently doing EDI and you have a few big customers, you might be able to get a 25 or 35% efficiency. But what about the rest of your suppliers that are out there? So with our approach, what we do is we take a look at your whole community of suppliers, and I am sure that it's very diverse. There's people that will send you phone orders, there's people that will send you PDFs, there's people that will send you emails, there's ones that will send you EDI, there's ones that still might be faxing. What we do is we take a look at that and make sure that we can gain as much out of that supplier chain to get you as efficient as possible. So what we do is we will be the ones that actually contact the suppliers and make sure that we find out which way they can handle it through their business to be able to receive in your purchase orders for the product that you need from them. And the whole idea is they could be sending it, they could be very non-technical and be able to tie in through a supplier portal and be able to, receive in your purchase orders right online through the portal, send back a confirmation order, be able to track the, your tracking number of how they shipped it back to you, and the invoice. And the invoice will match directly up to that original PO. And it doesn't matter how they send it. Could be a flat file, could be a PDF, it could be EDI. We're the ones that handle that whole coordination of matching it up into your ERP system. The other thing's nice is that we could set up rules engines based on different criteria. So for example, when you send a PO out right now, you want to be able to get back a confirmation that says, we accept that order and we're going to ship it, especially if you're trying to handle Amazon or Amazon Prime. You need to know within hours if you're going to get that order. And we could set up rules that will alert you when these come in if they did not meet certain criteria. So if we want to know within 2 hours if that order was confirmed, then we are going to be waiting. If you're waiting for an email, you're going to be looking through 100 emails. This will flash you automatically and tell you we did not hear back from them, so maybe you might need to find a different supplier for that product in order to meet the required timeline. On the invoice side, if we received a invoice before we received an ASN, for example, a ship notice that they shipped the product, but we received the invoice and we don't even know if they shipped it, we could set that up as a rule as well. If the price or quantity when the invoice comes in didn't match the original order that we sent out, we could have it flash, an error for that as well. So this way you're handling it by discrepancy, not by every order that went out, only the ones that did not match. And then you'll have complete visibility to that as well. So which ones are late, which ones we didn't hear back from, what's our percentage to make sure that we're meeting our requirements as well. So we got a full dashboard that could show you exactly how you're doing for that as well. And each one of these, we could have a whole presentation on. So if it's something that you're interested in, we can work with BAASS to get another one of these for each one of these that I go through. So pack and ship. We have a pack and ship model that's put together that's more of a visual. In the old days, you just threw stuff in a box. No one ever knew what was in there. But nowadays, there is a much better way of doing it. As you're packing this, you can do it in a visual manner, set up rules that says, make sure that these two products can go in the same box. This other product can't go with that, with another product, so don't put it in the same box. You could visually put this all together, put together all the compliance data that's required for it. So if you're doing Amazon, they want to know all of your shipping and tracking information to be sent back up to them to make sure they can upload it to their website to make sure that the end user knows exactly when it was shipped and what the shipping or the tracking number is. And you can rate shop this across different shipping companies to make sure that you're doing it the fastest, cheapest, or however you want. And this, we could set up different rules again for that as well to make sure that certain companies only ship via UPS if that's what they want, or if they want them to use their FedEx number only, then you wanted to go by Federal Express, you could do that, and make sure that the rules are set up for each customer or different products as well. You can do it through different multi-carriers, so it'll do rate shopping across it if you want it to be the fastest, but the cheapest as well. You could do that as across in the rules engine to make sure that it'll only ship that way. We can also make it so that it is totally able to run on any type of device, whether it's a tablet, a computer, or a phone even. Our e-commerce platform, which again ties through the same interface through the through our integration gateway, it makes it very simple through to plug in each of these channels. So if you started out with a marketplace and now you wanted to add your e-commerce, everything will come through that same interface. Now, our e-commerce is very unique and robust in the sense that it can run both B2B and B2C. It is a full responsive web store, which means it'll run on any device, whether it's a handheld, a desktop, and it integrates that same interface again. So there's no difference. It will tell you where it came in from, e-commerce, whether it came in through marketplace. And it also gives you the ability of having a point of sale program as well. So if you're at for example, a trade show, and you're looking to sell products at a trade show, you would have a handheld through an iOS, iPad or phone, and be able to pick the order and pay for the order right there and then, and be able to, sell that product within the show. A couple other unique features of our e-commerce platform is that we have loyalty, subscriptions, and clubs built into it. And this gives you the ability to, I'll give you one example. We have an olive oil company that sends out 12,000 orders a month. With one keystroke, they could send out all 12,000 orders to the 12,000 different members within the club. And that makes it very simple instead of having to set up 12,000 separate orders each time. There's a lot of other features that are built into it where you can do reoccurring orders, you can do express ordering. Like I said, it's got a iOS point of sale program. You can convert quotes to orders, especially if you're doing B2B type work. And then you can also send one single order to multiple addresses or multiple ship-tos within an order. And that is a unique feature of our e-commerce site. We can also tie in right through this to all the different marketplaces that are out there. If you're already doing business with Shopify, we could tie it through so that it could integrate directly through this interface and pull your Shopify order directly into the Sage ERP. Product information management. Now, this is becoming very required if you're doing a lot of business with different marketplaces. Everybody wants to know about your product, and what it's all about, like what the description is, what the weight and size and all that. And what we found out is that 22% of all orders are returned due to inaccurate information. So what someone read on the page didn't really justify what the product was that you received. And a lot of people will say, that's not what I ordered, and return the product. So right now, a lot of people are required to send different information per marketplace that you're doing, because, for example, Walmart might want certain information for their website, and Amazon might want different information for their website. But meanwhile, in order to keep track of all that, either you set up a database or you set up 100 different spreadsheets with all the different products, and for each one of the marketplaces that you're working with, and trying to keep track of all those separate disparate files for each of the marketplaces that you're working with. And it becomes very, very tedious to keep up with all that. With this, it gives you one central location to be able to keep all of your catalog information. So you can keep all of your imagery, you can keep all of your audio and video that you already did for that product, different specifications, your product reviews, and be able to publish those catalogs per each company, that is requiring it, or by brand or by channel. You can set it up based on a schedule because, for example, Walmart might want this once a week and Amazon might want it daily with all your new products that you're coming out with. We also made it so that it could be, the language could be automatically changed using Microsoft translation and be able to put it into different languages so that you can go to different countries as well and be able to publish your product there as a channel, within a different country. Being able to support this, we have a single phone number that supports all of our product. When you have multiple channels and different companies that are doing it, every time there's a problem, you have to call whichever company you think is the one that supports that. With us, we support all of it through one single support channel, and we can support all of our products very easily and without having to deal with multiple companies to be able to support our product. Instead of me being the one to brag about how great we are, a lot of our analysts out there, Gartner is one of the leading analysts out there, that we became a challenger in the Magic Quadrant of multi-enterprise supply chain. We used to be a leader in the EDI, but all of these analyst companies did away with that EDI segment because the EDI channel is not a growing or robust avenue for companies to keep growing their business. It's out there and it's needed, but in order to meet the challenges of doing business in every direction, you have to be able to supply more than just a single channel. And that is where Gartner recognized TrueCommerce as a leader for that. Also, IDC, another analyst group, recognized us as a marketscape for supply chain commerce networks because we do go across that whole commerce network. And as far as a G2 crowd, we are a leader for just in the EDI world. We've been around for a long time, and our value definitely speaks for itself, and you can read all of the comments under G2 crowd. So now, to do business in every direction, you have to be able to have a good visibility into your integration and be able to have everything come into your system of record for all your business critical activities. And you need to be more connected. You also have to be more supported and be able to have high response for your support when needed, because a lot of these are very business critical activities to grow your business. And the one thing that TrueCommerce always is looking for is we're looking for new ways of making sure that our customers can grow their business and meet the challenges and needs of their customers. So we're always looking at what's next and how can we tie that into our existing business. So first of all, I want to thank BAASS. I mean, we're very proud of approximately 20 years of partnering with BAASS. We thank them for all of their years of working with us and all of the customers they have brought, and we look forward to growing together in the future. And with that, I'm going to open it up to any questions. I know that was a lot that we went through. But in order for customers to grow, I think I wanted to give you a little flavor of each part of our business and where we can help. And if it's something that, like I said, that you're interested in, please let BAASS know, and we can actually do a webinar on each one of those channels itself. So just let me know. So any questions?
So I do have some questions here, and if anyone else has any questions, just use the chat box to type them in. So the first question is, we use BigCommerce for our e-commerce platform. Could you integrate these orders into Sage 300?
Yes. Okay, that's a great question. So yes, everybody ties in and grabs, a new marketplace, but it may not integrate directly with your ERP. We can take that and pull it directly right through our integration gateway and be able to tie that directly into Sage 300. Great question.
The next question is there any benefit of using more than one TrueCommerce product?
Well, definitely. So what happens, like I said, a lot of companies, we were known for EDI, so a lot of our companies that started out on EDI are now running our supplier enablement, are running our e-commerce, and they keep adding on to it because what they realize is that through one single interface, they can handle all of their commerce needs. We've even had a lot of people add on our e-commerce and then add on different marketplaces. So yes, we can definitely, you can definitely benefit by having a single person to support it and a single interface into your ERP that can handle all these different channels. So yes.
The next question I have is, where do you see TrueCommerce growing the fastest?
So where we see tremendous growth is in two avenues. Marketplaces are really growing huge because everybody is trying to have their products get into as many channels as possible. So marketplaces are huge. And the other place is that we're seeing tremendous growth on the supplier enablement side because everybody kind of got the most efficiency they can out of the retail side or, from their customers where they can send an order in and we can pull that in. But where people did not get the efficiency is being able to send out their POs to their suppliers and being able to handle everything in their ERP, coming back and matching, the invoice to the original PO, making sure that all of that is as efficient as possible. So we are seeing tremendous growth on that side as well.
And the last question that came in was, can you pull orders other than EDI into Sage 300?
Yes, we can. So that's another good place of growth as well, is that a lot of people realize that they're getting in a bunch of PDF orders or they're getting in emails as orders. TrueCommerce can handle those type of orders and pull those in. Be able to handle that and pull that directly in to your Sage system. We also can handle any type of flat file, spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet, XML, we can pretty much do an any-to-any conversion to be able to pull that directly into your Sage ERP. Those were all great questions.
So it doesn't look like there's any more questions for today. So I would just like to thank you, Jeff, for presenting today, as well as all the attendees for taking time out of their busy days to attend. And I hope that everyone found something beneficial in today's webinar.
I appreciate it. Thank you, and thank you, BAASS.